Stop streaming. Oh, this should be working now. Is that? Okay. My channel. Hi guys. Hello. Finally, I'm back. It is working. Hello from Atlanta, Georgia. Hi, Jesse. Hi, Kentucky. Grove, Kentucky. I was in Louisville recently, over there. I got up early. Oh my gosh, I'm so not morning type. It is at 10 o'clock over here. And I bought a new mattress topper last night, which I hoped is going to be one of those sink in and just like feel like you're sleeping on a cloud, but it wasn't. It kind of was firm, so I'm just like debating what to do with this. So yeah, I usually start around 10. That's the earliest I can start. Good morning. So guys, what are your New Year's dedications, promises? Let's see. London, 3:15. Freezing. Switzerland. Oh, Sandrine, I don't think it's as freezing as in Toronto. It was minus 18, minus 19. All of a sudden, we got about 4 inches of snow. So, yeah, I want to sleep like a queen. There was like that Hans Christian Andersen story when she was like, a real princess can actually detect the pee on the bottom of the, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 different layers. So that's kind of me. Yeah, I was in Louisville. It was a trade show that I attended for a client over there. Trucking trade show, believe it or not. So, yeah, we'll get there in March again. Get consistent about my art business and illustrations. Oh my gosh. Hey Camilla, I need a logo for something. Can you contact me? I need somebody. Mind you, I have somebody else who's doing that, but just let's see what you have to say. Sort of like a new take on my little cat over here. Cat from Australia. Thank you. I think you're talking to Camilla. Okay, awesome. Like, I don't know if I put here, maybe I should put in my introduction here my email as well, because people leave and they don't have my email. Let me put it in. Email, mysticcattaro@gmail.com and web. Okay guys, so what are your New Year resolutions? Let's see what's going on here. And so that way I'm going to kind of like see what kind of reading do I do today. Hi Maurice, hi Susan Miller, nice to see you. Julie, Donnelly, love your name. Crystal, to make more money. Yes, we need to make more money. Love, money, love, I guess just standard. What else? Hi Q3. Break free from what? Merry Christmas. Thank you for the readings anytime, guys. I might not be here next Saturday. So I'm thinking that maybe next Saturday I'm going to move it because I cannot do it in the morning. I have to do something. I'm thinking that maybe I should do, I don't know, evening at 4 o'clock. Mine would be, what, 9 in the UK? Only thing I think I would miss Australia, or possibly even 9 p.m., but then I'm missing the UK and getting Australia, so I have to decide. We'll see how many Australians we have here. We are going to see how many from the UK we have here. Okay. Glitter. Happy Cutter Day. Yay, that's cute. I love that. Okay guys, if you can, just give me a like on the bottom. That kind of like always helps on the chat, because that's how I gauge. So what I'm going to do today, I'm not going to stay very long. And the reason for that is, like, guess what is today? December 16th. Who can guess what I do on December 16th every month? Come on. Let's see. Who can guess? Nobody. Nobody. UK. Nobody. Who can? Yay, Camilla. That's right. I'm doing bi-weeklies on the 1st and on the 16th. So last time I did it with you guys, it was 3.5 hours and I was exhausted. You have no idea how much exhausting this work. So what I'm going to do, since about 50 of us, well, yes, mid-month, I think that's what I'm going to switch, because I'm doing everything. I'm doing bi-weeklies and monthlies. It seems to be maybe too much, so I'm going to have one really large on the 1st and one sort of like an update. So kind of like do it that way. So instead of like 3, put it down to 2, but I'm going to keep the X series, I think. Kind of feel like that. Okay, guys, so let's do something first. Let's do a wish. Make a wish, guys, and I'm going to put 9 cards or so, and then you're going to pick which one you want. Okay, so should I be doing this from a different decks? Maybe I should, so that way you can kind of like easier to note which card you want. Okay, let's do this. Let's do all these decks. Prepare. Okay, I'm just going to be actually randomly selecting make a wish, and if you guys can, when people come in, if somebody asks which sign are we doing it for, just say make a wish and pick a card, and the new people will have to pick from the cards that are not in yet. Okay, let's do here 1. Now let's do here. Okay, so let's see the wishes. Let's see this. 2. Oops. Let's see. 3. I'm just grabbing the decks that are really, really close to me. So let's see how many I have in my proximity. German in Canada, hello. Where are you, Colleen? Did you get some snow? Okay, wish for the viewers. Hey, New York. This one really wants to come out. Wish for the viewers. Self-love, forgiveness, that's important. This one wants to come out. Okay. Let's do some more, which I have here on the other side of me. Wish. Okay, it already did come out, but this one also wants to come out. And let's do Illuminati as well. Make a wish, guys. Focus on your wish. You really need to focus on your wish. Focus, focus, focus. It's kind of important because the energy starts to go, right? And the last deck. Check this out. This one wants to come out. Okay, so you can have one wish for one area of life and a second wish for a second area of life. Winning a lotto, it's okay wish, but I'll tell you the best wishes are if there's like something that you can do from the inside. Sort of like you wish for the feelings of exuberance of comfort, right? So winning a lotto kind of like falls easier into that than making it. But sure, you can do anything you want. Hey, Manitoba, must be really cold over there. So I'm starting. Like, you guys, did you pick it? I want to see yes. Did you guys pick your card? You have to pick your card. Which one are you relating to? Which one is 1 or 2 or 3 if you have 3 wishes? So let's see which one it is. So for the very first one, yes, yes. Okay, ready? Letter L, yes. I want to see yes, 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 yes. Awesome. All right, the first one. Knight of Wands. This wish most likely will come true, but not in a way that maybe you feel. Knights come really quick, and something is going to come through really, really, really quickly. But Knights are not staying. So something that you wish is something that's going to come in and come out. So just keep that in mind. That is not going to be something that you can really hold on. Card number 2. Wow, Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, if your wish was to have completely brand and fresh new start, then this wish is going to come true. This is kind of like really a card of duality. With this card, I'm just trying to see if I can position this better. With this card, you can cut out any issues inside of you. So maybe if you have, nope, this was better before. If you have issues that you need to deal with, this is card great for it. This also card is cutting other people out, but this is something that happens super fast. This is actually even much, much faster than Knight of Wands. So something here might be happening within a day, right? So this was the green with the dots, right? So guys, this is make a wish, Caro. This is not for a particular sign. Just make a wish and pick a card. Yes, thank you, Deborah. Just do that. Putting your Deborah as a moderator. So please just keep copying that. How do I do that? Go to channel, add a moderator. Here we go. So I put you in there. So the very third one. This is oh, by the way, this is Leveling Tarot. This one is Dreaming Away Tarot, if interested. This one is Osho Zen. So the wish, the rebel reversed. Now, I'm sorry to say, but this wish is not going to come true, because this wish is saying you need to kind of cut some chains. Can you see him here? He's rebelling. He kind of like needs to kind of like figure out which problem he needs to task. Maybe there are other things that really need to come to the fore before this can happen. This is not a bad card, but this is talking about some kind of instability about it. I mean, especially more so if you were asking a person who is Aries or over here Sagittarius, because this kind of has this energy. So around this time, somewhere in, let's say, April, if you kind of do this work by then and you turn around this card, this might happen. This can kind of like give you a complete boost. Hi Elizabeth, you're not late. We still have 6 cards on the table. Make a wish, pick the color, pick the card, or even 2. And we can go ahead. And actually anybody who's viewing this later, they can do the same thing. No peeking though. So then I'm going to Urban Tarot. This is a collector's item, and that's for those of you who live in New York. It's all New York imagery. So let's see here. Ooh, you have the Hierophant. Now, did you guys ask to marry? And are you guys religious? Because this guy is saying that this guy here is saying follow my rules. But this definitely kind of like talks about some kind of like strictness. It talks about moving forward, right? This is religion card, and the religion means unity. And you know what else means unity? Yoga. So you might meet somebody in yoga class, or you might meet somebody in a kind of like religious gatherings, and it could be something that also you're kind of like dating on with somebody who is subscribing to the same principles as you do. So if you're religious, for meeting somebody, this is a great card. If you are if you're asking about money and something will have to be highly structured. Make sure that you're following the rules of the contract, right? So if you want to marry and if you want to go in that direction, it will have to be, well, every marriage is structured, right? So this kind of is a positive card for that one, right? As well. Then the green one. Healing begins. Reversed. You guys are not ready. You guys maybe want to move on, but this is telling me there are still issues that need to be worked on. Heart chakra is affected everywhere. Like, I mean, literally, it's just like the healing is starting, right? Maybe you don't even know what you need to heal. Maybe you're meeting very similar partners who, you know, like how we meet the same partner all the time in a different body. Well, that's what this is actually talking about. So no, I would advise go inside, work on yourself. All of these cards are positive. This is not to say that what you are wishing cannot come through, but not at this time, because it's kind of coming back saying kind of go and work on yourself. Yeah, sorry, yes, sorry, but this is actually a positive card, because so many times we just like want to jump and we want the other person to make us happy, right? And honestly, this is kind of like a card that has happened to me quite a bit in my life, and now I understand the message of it. It's saying, look, you know, don't try to kind of like put a cart before the horse. Why don't you kind of like first figure out who you are and what you want to be, and then the right partner will appear. And it always happens. And the right partner is good for a while, because then I'm growing and growing, and then unless they're growing and rolling with you, they're not the right partner anymore. So keep that in mind as well. So next one. Oh my gosh, did you guys ask for love? Because oh boy, this is going to be, hi Adam, and hi Brandy. This is awesome. Mind you, I have to give you a caveat. Ace of Cups, and look at this pouring of new emotions. It's going to be meeting somebody. And if you guys are asking about job, and this was your job questions, yes, you're going to get a job. A contract will be signed, and you have to put your love in it. This is not a job to go and perform and do your skill. No, you'll have to love it. This one comes from the heart, and it is the beginning, right? So like two of them are saying, okay, we will join and let's kind of like do this together. I just like really love rendition on this particular thing. And there's like this promising rainbow, which we again see on the 10 of cups. So love is work sometimes. Yes, I love my work, as you can tell, right? And so this kind of like, it was my pick as well. So, but it is just a one stage. So hey, don't just like don't go back to bed and say, oh, everything will happen. You still have to do your work, because 1 and 2 stages and 0 are telling you you're on this trajectory, sort of like you bought a ticket for this kind of a bus and for this kind of travel, but you do have to go to the bus station and load yourself in the bus. Meaning, if you want to date, you have to make yourself available. You have to make yourself presentable. You have to kind of like make sure that you're still doing work on yourself, be positive and open and flirting, and explore every single opportunity, right? Okay, then let's go. And this one actually had 2. And this is Mythic Tarot. This is Psychic Tarot, and this is the Psychic Tarot for the heart. And this is Mythic Tarot. Huh. Interestingly, we have 4 of Pentacles reversed, which actually is much better than the upright. And we have the Star. So those of you who picked this one maybe have been for quite a while having your walls up, and it was very, very, very hard for you to, even if somebody else came to your life, you would have the barriers. You would kind of like anticipate issues that would happen, and the first kind of like red flag, it was like, I'm off. I'm kind of off, right? Now these walls are coming down. Like, you already built windows. You see, look at him. Look at him here. He is so holding on his freaking pentacles over here, right? Like this is everything that he has, and anything new that kind of can be coming, like from the kiddo over here, is like, "Ah, I'm going to grab that as well." Well, people don't like this kind of attitude, and that's kind of like when we are really guarding ourselves. That's where we kind of like are not enjoying. But look at the bounty around him. Look at those graves. Look at everything. So instead of enjoying the scenery, instead of going with the flow, this guy's like just holding on to that. So this is maybe the only thing that we have. This is maybe the only thing we can rely on, especially when we are hurt. And I really think, and I don't know, did anybody pick this one? Because this one is really sending a special message. And you're getting, guys, the star. And you know that I connect with star. This is like my life path. And this is talking about, hey, get naked, sure. But this get naked means something else, right? Look, the reflection is going to be exactly the same. And she's getting all these fireflies. This is kind of like burst of energy, moving it. Because this is not only healing that is finally done, but an enormous hope. There is like this star with the angel showing up. So sort of like to me from all the cards in the deck, this is like make a wish. And this guys is telling me that you have been doing lots of work. You have been kind of suffering through, and now it's finally time that you're really honest with yourself. You know all the good, but you know all the bad about yourself, and this is kind of like going in a new direction. So yeah, this is yes. Yes, star card is Aquarius. Okay, let me explain this. Yes, we do see here Aquarius. We do see here Taurus. We do see here Aries, but since it's reversed, it will be Libra as well, right? Now, this is Sagittarius. But you just cannot go with that. Sometimes the card is just a card, like what they say for Freud. Sometimes cigar is just a cigar, not a phallic object. So every card has like, I mean, quite a few different meanings. So one is the star sign. And especially if you're Aquarius and you pick this one up, then it means you're coming to yourself. That's kind of like what it would mean. But for anybody else who is not Aquarius, unless they're like really targeting Aquarius and have that energy inside of them, this talks about healing. It talks about uplifting themselves to the next level, right? So, Illuminati. Let's see this here. Oh, death. Guys, are those Scorpios that are making this? Tell me the sign of the people who actually make that, discard their card. Oh, Matisse, you're like 3 times air. Me too. I am like, I'm Libra, Aquarius, but I also have a Venus in Aquarius, but I also luckily have a little bit of fire, but looks it's all kind of floating. Okay, Sagittarius, Aqua, doing lots of internal woe, Libra. Interestingly, surprisingly, I did not pick this one, Adam. Okay. Scorpio, chose a Scorpio. Okay, of course this does belong to Scorpio. So this is saying if you're Scorpio, okay, so here are 2 different interpretations. Look at how intricate it is in this deck. Illuminati is really asking you to pay attention to the details. And one detail that most people miss in a death kind of situation is the light that is coming through, right? It's kind of like a faceless things. And it's saying the face has finished, guys. It has to kind of like go to the next level. Your Scorpios continuously reinvent yourself. You constantly kind of like move into kind of challenging yourself. That almost seems to the dedication, right? But this card is saying, you know what? There are 2 things. Either you have to put a stop on something that you are doing, and this is like for everybody, not only for Scorpios, or you have to kind of like start in a new direction, because this is saying you have been doing things over and over and over again, and you're getting the same results, and you're not going to get any other results. So you're just like basically taking your own power away. So as far as the wish, it might happen if you work at it, but it's going to happen completely differently, in completely different phase. For example, if you wish for one partner, that partner most likely is not going to happen, or not in a way that they are. Like you will literally have to break up you will have to work on yourself, kind of like come to maybe different kind of negotiation, maybe start over. Or it's going to be a completely different partner and somebody who will be so much better that you're not going to even think about the old partner, right? So it is actually a good card, guys. The bad card in tarot is Seven of Swords. All kind of sevens give this demonic kind of thing. Devil is not a good card. And the Tower, of course, right? So this is telling me you guys will have to reinvent yourself. And the last one, Four of Wands. This is a lovely card. This is Joie de Vivre Tarot. And Four of Wands talks about going to the next level. And look at that. Look at this kind of like little houses that she has around. Can you see it? Over here. Let me just try to see if I can bring it closer. There you go, but it's all fuzzy. You see this like clubhouse and kind of what you want and the birds and chirping. This is like kind of like definitely talking about going to the next level. So whatever it is, if you're single, you know, then you will probably start to date. You will change this. If you ask for your job, yes, promotion is in the store. You're going to get more responsibilities, most likely more money. This is a card of action. Action, action, action. Four of Wands means, yeah, it's definite yes. However, on that yes, on that level, very much like the Rebel, number 4, you're getting on the next ledge. It's almost like getting to the next kind of like a grade. So yeah, you did conquer the previous one with flying colors, but now you're starting all over again. So for example, you're going from engagement to marriage, and now you marry. Now the work starts in marriage. Or you've been kind of seeing somebody randomly and now you want to kind of really go steady. This is what's going to happen. So this is going to the different level. It's going to next level. It's going to make you very, very, very happy. Hi, Summer in Time Tarot. So there you go, guys. So these are going to be some kind of directions for you, kind of like to consider. So Kat, can you talk about a card before this one? Which one? You're talking about the Death card? 80? I pick card 2 for a second rotor. Hello, my wishes. Who, 80, you asked me to talk about a card. Okay. Did you not hear the explanation, or you just want me to go a little bit deeper in the Death card? I guess you can go deeper. We can go deeper. So the Death is kind of like a very controversial card. Why? Because the Death is, in at least in the society where we live, very kind of feared. We don't like death. We don't know, you know, like what's happening afterward, right? Which is kind of like completely silly, because you should know what's happened afterward, whether you're religious or not. And I really don't care about the concept of hell or heaven. I am not religious person, but I definitely am extremely spiritual person. So death in the Eastern civilization is like just a normal occurrence that kind of like does happen, and kind of like they can burn their like corpses alive, like so everybody can see it. Here, like we are trying to cover everything. So this Ten of Swords for your career, Mita, means that the worst is over. That's all there is. That you will actually have some kind of clearance and a new phase is coming. But the Death is like very similar to Ten of Swords. Like something has been going on for quite a while. And you see you have these towers in the background. Like your past towers. Like maybe you had a major storm in a relationship. Maybe you had a major storm in your work life. And this is saying, look, stop it. Whatever you're doing, stop it. It cannot continue the way it's continuing. You need to kind of transform. You need to redefine. You need to renegotiate. So if you, for example, have a relationship, this is going to say it's going to stop. It could be a breakup, or it could be just simple renegotiation. Maybe something was bothering you and you didn't communicate. Now it's going to be recommunication of everything. Or maybe it's going to be just like, let's kind of part ways. That is kind of like that way. It's asking for you to kind of redefine what you need. It's asking you to call for what you want. So this card belongs to Scorpio, right? And Scorpio, because it's a deep water, deep water changes the land on the bottom, right? So they are changing that landscape, and it's kind of with the pressure, with moving slower. So instead of that river going in this direction, it might actually go around the rock and kind of like smooth the rock. So it is basically talking about calling yourself and saying what is the best for you. It is going to stop in kind of like going in circles over certain things. So it's going to definitely reinvent. This can be both good and bad. So I cannot say you yes or no. I'm just telling you that this wish may come true for those of you who want to work if you kind of go in the common direction, right? And in the other decks, and I don't know if it shows here. Now, in some decks it shows a child looking death in awe, but another one who is scared. So this is kind of showing this duality. Kind of grab this. If the situation is starting to look grim, like the Grim Reaper, right? Then just say, you know what? I kind of like really, I need to face this. So this is asking you to face whatever it is facing in your life. Can we use all the cards for complete reading? No, I don't like to do that from a different deck. So I like to kind of like confirm it. But I can return them now and we can do a mini reading because I'm not staying long today. I'm so tired. I should be doing bi-weeklies today because I cannot do bi-weeklies with you because I simply want to give you more than I want to. Bi-weeklies are supposed to be 10 minutes each. And here it was like forever. You guys are putting me in trouble with this. Okay, so let me just return all these cards. Is there any of these decks that you kind of like really liked more than the others? Let me know. I picked the third card and 8 and 9. I've been rebuilding for years. You know what, guys? If you haven't ordered my annual, please do. Yeah, sure, money will help. It always helps to support channel and my work. But more importantly, you kind of like see first 45 minutes that you have there is the flavor of the year, and we are going in the year number 11. It's going to be a very, very important year. Number 11 is 2 ones. So this year was number 1. It was like very difficult for many of us. Last year was very difficult, remember? 9 is always rewarding us or punishing us for things we did. So 1 is telling us, remember how I told you 1 and 2 are still not motion? Right? And oh my gosh, see, yeah, I can't wait to see my cards either. Last week I had a little clarity and oh my gosh, I start getting like this amazing ideas. So one of them is going to be, I'm just going to give you a little tidbit because you're like on my call. Instead of swords, which almost people kind of like are scared of, I'm going to use pens because the sword is basically the suit, the airs are suits of expression, and a pen sentence can be harsh, just like those online forums, and it can be not. So I'm kind of like getting to some kind of level of understanding. What is my favorite deck? That is hard because I always shift them. I would say for different things I have different. I like Osho Zen when I coach people. Sorry, let me just finish this year number 11, then I'll go to the deck. Year number 11 is 2 ones. And 2 ones is like 1 and 1 is 2, but there are also 2 ones. So it's a leader of the leader. So it's not just a regular year number 2, but it has this higher for frequency. So yes, Susan, that birthdays on the 11, or people who have life path 11, people whose names add to 11 are going to be really affected. This is like a really wake up call, like loud knocking, live wake up call that is basically asking you need to do this work. You cannot sleep anymore. You need to wake up. You're called to be a healer. You're called to do something in whatever field you're doing to move yourself forward. Yeah, I can do vice versa for this general reading as well. I used to love vice versa. Let's go back to the deck. And then after this first 45 minutes, you guys, then it's like your reading as well. And then I go per astrological houses. So you really know in which segment of your life you need to work and what to do. So it's actually pretty cool. And you also have Lenormand in the end. I love vice versa. because vice versa is along the lines of the deck that I want to do. My deck is going to have more meanings than 2. This has 2. I'm starting to dislike the fact that she has it on both sides. It starts to annoy me because 1, it confuses. 2, she didn't really follow traditional meanings, which is okay. She doesn't have to, which means I have to learn more. And vice versa is going to be the closest to what I'm producing in my thing. But I'm seeing flaws. But let me see, I'm a reader. I'm just horrible that way. But I'm picky about that. So I don't know. Let me give you an example. Moon card. Moon card is supposed to talk about choices we make when we are in the dark and fear that we experience when we are in the dark. So this moon card has these 2 towers, right? And in the other decks, it's more shown like pearly gates kind of a thing, looking at you, kind of like the dogs. And usually in traditional deck, you would have a dog and a coyote, one expressing the conscious, one subconscious, and one kind of like emotional impact, the lobster or the turtle here, right? And the emotional impact other things. So Moon is talking about insecurity. Moon is talking about that nothing, it's really as it appears, because you have to take an extra time to kind of like look into these issues. On the other side, however, now she's having this Cancer constellation, and her moon is basically the sun, if you really look at it, right? That's the complete eclipse of the sun. That moon is like right in front of it. So moon is now covering the clarity. So which kind of like is okay. It will be cool. It will be a really cool meaning. But the towers here, I don't know if you can see that they're hollow. So it's saying, okay, so maybe you're afraid of something that you have nothing to be afraid of. But then again, to me, it shows like a real lack of stability. But then this is confusing because this lady here is clearly Aquarius. And why is she putting Cancer over here? Where Aquarius is the one who comes with his healing abilities. Aquarius is the one naked because that's why we are like freaking blunt. And we are offering everything to people and that kind of like being pushed in our face saying that we are rude, right? So this is the rebirth. So it could be that this 18 cards that she meant is retracting to the 17. I don't have a book here. I have a book here. So I will tell you what she says about this one. See, this will be the front page, which is also not good because Aquarius is supposed to be stepping and walking on water, just like biblically, right? And the second part of Aquarius, so she's giving hope in both sides. But Aquarius, the star card should show that people are not opening themselves up to the community, that message, coaching that I can give it to you should kind of go over there, right? This one didn't give me this card, which is kind of really important to me. Both interpretations are really cute, but she's missing at least one. So she's saying here, like somebody's appearing, we can create and manifest somebody with just like our thoughts. I love it because she's giving an extra kind of thing, but it's missing this. So here with the moon, this thing, and here is like this one. So what did she say? She says, the cycles of the moon are reflected in the cycles of women, and thus the moon card is a card of feminine power. The woman here is the dark side of the high priestess. And she's offering an initiation of sorts, a choice between a bowl of phosphorescent seawater and a glowing egg. Which one are you most drawn to, and what does that tell you about your psyche? Remember, rational solar thinking has no place here. The moon shadow has turned day into night. I get it, right? I get it. It's kind of cute, but it's not traditional tarot. So this I highly recommend. I actually recommend to all level. I did even put the recommendations. If you go in the description, you will see cattarot.ca/recommendations. You can click on it and order it. I kind of like put on my Amazon link, you get a whole set. Because even though they're not completely traditional meanings, how she's describing is really good. You can learn, if you learn this book, you literally, you'll start to be able to read tarot. Like if it's going to be the cheapest tarot school you'll ever buy. So this is like about 30 bucks, right? But also you have in the end symbolism of tarot, which is extremely important, right? So for example, gold, solar, incorruptible, alchemical fire, worldly concerns. But you'll be maybe learning a little bit about mythology, right? Caveat, buy just another deck. Buy another deck and compare. Each time you do it, compare, and you're going to learn maybe 2 more extra meanings, and that's going to be level 2. So okay, so which one? I use rune cards and chakra deck as of now. Rune cards or runes? I have chakra deck as well, but chakra deck to me is more or less just giving me almost like a Lenormand, very kind of like simple explanation about like what's going on over here. So kind of like the more kind of reminds me of Lenormand, because I can actually feel chakras of people like right off the bat. I don't even need a deck for it, so that's why I kind of like do that. So guys, which deck do you want? Tell me. I'm drawn to Native American Tarot. I'm drawn to everything that I can learn, and this is why this deck was amazing to me, because I really wanted to see which other interpretations she has. I'm going to have in my deck 4 or 6 interpretations. My deck will not have to be cleaned. So that means that each time you use it, or each time you use it for somebody else, is going to create this enormous energy. Each deck is going to have instruction to say, okay, so this is if you're using the rune. So you don't have to use 5 different methods, right? So you'll be using the rune, and it's going to tell you which rune this is. So if you just know runes and you're new to tarot, you can already read it. It's going to give you yes or no. On each particular card, I'm going to do Reiki. And so each card that you touch it is going to heal. So hence, you do not need to kind of clean that deck at all. So it looks like, no, you guys didn't miss the readings. So we have another 20 minutes or 15 minutes left. So, indecisive Libra, good gosh, you guys cannot make a decision for the love of you. Okay, so looks like vice versa deck it is. Kind of like people love it. It's new. So let's do it. Let's do this collective reading. Let's see where this goes. You will see when you touch my cards, I mean, I do this Reiki meditations, which is a little bit more than Reiki. I kind of create a custom meditation. I create custom music, create a custom video. My background is in marketing and design, so I kind of, I'm a little bit more technologically adept than most tarot readers here. So I'm just trying to use it to my advantage. Of course, time is always an issue. So when I do my special energy sessions, I kind of focus only on your vibration. This is not generic. Your vibration, create your own video that can be reused. And I also create all the music and tune it to specific frequencies, right? Will you ever do live readings? I did live reading right now, Venus, but I don't do personal live readings because personal readings are after all personal, right? And this I can read for us entire group. So also guys, did you give me a like? I really appreciate that. So, and you know what kind of sucks? I would love to read your comments, and then for some reason YouTube erases quite a bit of them. I just like see what is left. So collectively, let's all take a deep breath and focus. Focus not on a wish, just focus on you. Just focus on you. And thank you, Anna. Somewhere down on this. So I'm doing collective reading, guys. You don't have to be focused on a horoscope sign. What you need to focus is right now on you, because it's going to be for this group of 58. So just imagine what kind of energy this is going to pick up, because usually I read for a group of like 15,000. So this is going to be way more channels. So it's going to be like your reading, right? So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's go first love, and then we'll go work. So that way I can kind of read it differently. Okay, let's go love for everybody. Hi, Elena. Love for everybody. Love for everybody watching. Love for everybody watching. Love for everybody watching. Love for everybody watching. Love and love. Oh my gosh. I keep thinking this energy is going to come up, and it did. So see, this is where I get confused, right? Because you're looking at the card and you're like, okay, do I need to flip it or no? So the moon, which I was explaining before, is bottom of the deck. We are kind of like wondering what to trust. Do we trust our instincts? Do we trust our eyes? In which direction do we really want to go? Like, I mean, how do we deal with obstacles in life? And how do we move forward? This is the final stage. It is a number 9. And then it's followed through with 1 underneath. This is a great foundation for everybody. It's kind of like building in the right direction. Moon generally talks about secrets. But in this particular case is like, kind of like, how do we overcome this? Because look, in which direction do you want to go? The turtle is going in one direction. The dogs are mesmerized with this like face showing to them. So maybe we're going to see a different face in someone. Maybe we are going to show a different face. I certainly know that I had some kind of like New Year resolutions for me this year are, yes, to lose weight, because doing this job I gained so much by sitting on my plush behind. But I also made a lot of resolutions into how I will not react on things anymore. So, okay, so we have, I'm going to do the mini cross. And we are doing love reading. Let's remember, we are doing love reading. Gosh, guys, this is really good. This is really, really good. We're starting this Temperance. And Temperance is kind of interesting. It's like this beautiful angel. It is somebody who appears to again offer you a hint of innocence, to offer you a hint of purpose. Like, these are 2 symbols that I think they are adding in this book. And this very first one that you see, this like triangle with kind of like thing down, this is a symbol for sulfur. And then you see the other one, which is a symbol for Mercury. Well, the old symbol for sulfur talks about soul. And Mercury is usually this moving force. Remember how Adam and Eve's story was? Well, it was the Mercury, kind of, that is that kind of tree of knowledge, which they were not supposed to touch. But the reason that they're not supposed to touch it is because not to eat apple, and apple is basically sex and orgasm. That is representation. And here she's saying, I'm balancing now everything. Everything is fine. I'm putting this in order. You know, I'm spreading my wings. And kind of like, let's stop here before we kind of like move forward. And this is all fuzzy instead of like clear. And then we have like this newfound innocence happening. You see this like white lilies. It's kind of interesting because she has this, not necessarily juggling, but she has this balance of this gold and silver. And this card talks about alchemy. And 2 of Pentacles is basically a jester doing the balancing, right? Maybe here the opportunities are passing him by in the original card. And here, where I would say for different decks, somebody's juggling somebody. This woman never have anything negative to say. And I hate it. Like, I mean, so this is saying, look, you're going to be on a display. You can see the crowd. You can see the audience looking at your skills. So you're actually putting something in order right here. So it's not even warning you about anything. So in this deck, actually, this makes sense. So kind of reading with this deck is kind of completely different, right? So it's not going to happen the way you want it to happen. Somebody is definitely turning their back to you. And guess who this is? This is the Queen of Swords, right? This is somebody who is already colder as it is, right? But look, she is almost like a crystal child over here. And this means it's kind of healing. It's wondering if you're like not healing something, or you'll be encountering somebody who is a little bit of a mystery, who is a little bit of, person who maybe doesn't speak many words, but when he or she does, it's going to be kind of really interesting. This is definitely almost like a lotus made out of crystals, where the fullness still didn't happen, and the fullness still has to happen. Now, this is interesting because this is a love reading. It's saying certain things have to come in balance. Certain things have to be and will be the right time, the right place, and the right moment, the right situation. But maybe not necessarily with a person that you want, or that person that you want is maybe closing, turning their back to you, or you're turning your back to them. So it's not going to be maybe what you think. It's going to be with somebody else. And it's going to be different. It's going to be more action. So for those of you who are single, somebody new is definitely happening. And that somebody new might be the one. Because look at this rendition of 10 of Pentacles, and you have both 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups. So this is telling me that you guys might be even getting married this year, or engaged. Because look, remember this old-fashioned way? You will come to your father or to some family just to get their blessings, because then you're basically being called to the family to kind of like say, yes, we accept you, we want to work with you, and kind of like the growth can happen from this point on. And this is like initiation card to something else. And here is obviously that recognition. Yes, we have everything. Now we understand. We kind of like get along on all these different levels, and we have it. So let's just kind of embrace each other, right? And yeah, and this is definitely Saggy energy, but it's at the same time, it's like coming forward. It's something that somebody that you might already know, maybe somebody with whom you had fun observing things. But for love reading, guys, this is freaking awesome. This is absolutely awesome. Let me just kind of clarify, just like 2 cards. Okay, why did that come here? I guess he wanted to talk. Let me see this Queen of Swords. And let me see this like 2 of Pentacles. So this first card that jumped out says, you did lots of work on yourself. You were a fighter, like, and this is the action. This kind of like didn't come without sacrifices. This didn't come without focus. This is coming with kind of needing to kind of go forward, wanting to go forward, and willing to fight just one more time. This is like you're drawing the line just like somebody else. If you are not fighting for anybody and you are completely single, this means that you did lots of work on yourself. Or if you have been married, right? This kind of like was freaking tough. But this is getting to that kind of like stage, finally. And it's going from 9 to 10. So 10 is like culmination, and it's like next stage that is getting really better. So let's see this Jester fellow. Okay, and this is really important. I always keep stressing, look, you're having 9 of Cups and then 10 of Cups, and 9 of Pentacles and 10 of Pentacles. And this is like majority of the reader really go wrong. They say on this card, make a wish. No. How many times did you guys make a wish? Nothing happened. Nada. This card is saying, look, are you happy with who you are? Are you happy in which direction you're going? Yep, that's a drinking wine card. So do you go and buy wine that you like, that you want to enjoy it with yourself, enjoy the movie, and come home? And you would just like be amazed by the card that I have already kind of like charted for this particular card. And it's asking you to be super happy with who you are. And so clarification of this is you are showing this not to kind of be show off. You are kind of like very well aware, and you are kind of putting yourself in balance monetarily. Your life is in balance. You do have time to kind of spend some time and enjoy yourself. You do have time to know who you are. And you really don't need anybody. This is not to say that you don't have anybody. This is just to say you have to learn this lesson. It's actually really important. That's what they call it, self-repair, right? And then next stage is going to the 10, because when you're a happy partner, you're bringing a happy partner. Just think the other way around. Just think if somebody else is coming to your life that their entire happiness depends on you. Whoa, that's kind of like really, really high bar. Why not them being happy and they want to be with you? Then literally how much better that would be. Because whenever you're dealing with somebody who is a broken bird or broken wing syndrome, as they call it, you fix them, you give them that love, and you say, oh, sweetie, you're this and this. Next thing you know, they get healed and they fly away, or they become argumentative, etc. So this is definitely saying that you have to kind of learn how to be a good partner. And let's see this lady, Queen of Swords. Whoa. Okay, so some of you have issues in a marriage, and that's what this is saying. And if, guys, you had issues in a marriage, because this also can indicate marriage, this can be a breakup. This can be a breakup. And okay, so for some of you married people, not for you, not for all, it can be a breakup, or it can be kind of like, look, you are not doing things that we have agreed upon once when you're married. And maybe you're going to just simply pay more attention to yourself and to what pleases you, instead of like continuously juggling and walking on the eggshells at home. And this, maybe him saying, follow my rules, especially if you have a domineering partner, is not going to fly anymore. Not at all. And you might even say, look, you need to romance me all over again. You need to prove to me that you're here with me. And in the meantime, I am doing things for myself. I'm kind of doing this. I came to your family, you came to my family, and maybe this is not what we envisioned. So let's see what we can work out of it. So I'm not saying it can be complete divorce, but for some of you, it will be. For the others, it's going to be a completely new partner. And it could be even both. So, guys, then shoveling snow in New York, that's what I was doing for the last 2 years. I had more Mercury retrograde. I broke my rear windshield wiper on my car. So I went to my dad, and he fixed it. He fixed it. It just cost me the cost of the part. Okay. So we are doing business next. We are doing business next. And I'm going to do that with Gilded. Gilded to me is a perfect for those questions, because it has this like huge, enormous pentacles. And after that, I'm going to get my coffee. I'm finally drinking, oh, I'm not drinking coffee, I'm drinking dandelion coffee, and it kind of tastes really good. So let's see. Business, trajectory, career, money. This is all here. Okay, business, trajectory, money, business, trajectory, money. And guys, please don't forget to give me a like. I really appreciate it. I kind of like, as I said, I cannot read all your messages, which kind of makes me sad, but I can. Business applies to career in general. It just shows you the energies that you'll have in your workplace, because you're not really opening yourself up entirely over there. Okay, let's see. Business. Okay, now this is interesting. Again, we have a 10 of Cups. An Ace of Wands. So, for those of you who are asking maybe to yourself if you should look for a new job, for those of you present, the answer is no. The answer is like you have to stay where you're going, right? And it's going to be some kind of redefinition of your job. If the Judgment card means that some issues need to be cleared. Whenever it's King of Wands showing up, you might either didn't live up to your potential, or you're very controlling. You kind of like are setting boundaries in the business, or telling things people that maybe you're not fulfilling, making promises, and it's kind of noticeable. Or you have a boss who is like just impossible to deal with. I think you're being seen as you're showing a happy face, but you're not extremely happy about where you are. And I think this is the key of the reading. This is the crown. Because there are lots of, I would say, infighting at work. Oh, I love horses for therapy. Oh my gosh, I love that. And any pet should be used for therapy. So 5 of Swords is talking about that maybe there was a struggle to get to this position, or their co-workers and everybody's wooing for attention of the boss, right? Maybe, you know, like it's a person who you're dealing with is who kind of likes their butt kissed, right? And maybe you're doing this to some kind of extent, right? But this is telling you this is not going to last forever, that situation. It will really have to come to some kind of clarity. Judgment card is always talking about, you know what, let's clean the slate. Let's see what's going on. You did this thing, you go off here. You did this thing, you go off here, and just see the clarity. This also can mean, it can be the company can go through, what do you call it, downsizing, where, you know, some people will stay, some people will go. Unfortunately, the people who were butt kissers might stay, and it might be a situation where it's going to be displaced. So this is warning, guys, because it's reversed, that you need to brush up on your skills, right? And that you need to kind of like really figure out what you want. Because it sounds to me, I mean, I know at work, I cannot tell you how happy I am that I don't work for anybody else, because you always have to bend yourself around the others. For money, guys, you have to figure out your own investments that you already have, especially the one that you have jointly with the others. These also need to be reassessed. The Judgment card in the very center is strongly saying that all things have to be looked upon and cleared, right? Let me kind of do a few confirmations, because we have all these reversals here. King. Okay, so this infighting. You know, it looks like with this infighting, some of you just didn't say anything. It just kind of like, okay, maybe you're conflict averse. Maybe you feel there's nothing you can do to kind of change things in the situation. She's blindfolded. So you guys need to take off the blindfold. Sometimes it's really hard to look at the situation, and maybe this is for you to deal with, maybe issues that are happening, but take off the blindfold. It's not that you have to do anything. You just kind of like observe the situation and come up with the best strategy. So let's see, who is this King of Wands? Yeah, this must be a boss and not you. Or if it's you, then you are really presenting a fake face to the others. Because 7 of Wands should talk about holding firm on your opinion. This is saying no opinion, and kind of like around this person everything has to be served, right? It's somebody who appears very charismatic, who really knows how to present themselves. Or in business, you might find somebody who will tell you that they're an investor, or you find the advisor, money advisor, and I ask them really weird questions. When somebody wants to be my advisor, I say, okay, give me a statement of your own bank account. So, whoa, this is private, I cannot give it to you. So how dare you come to me and say, I'm going to deal my money, so that's not private, right? And you're not telling me how well you're doing, because I want to see that you're doing well. So these kind of things are over here, but like there is no defensiveness, sort of like certain things are being allowed. Yeah, and this is coming back to the old issues. Something hasn't been resolved, 6 of Swords. Something is still kind of brewing, because look, she's going from the turbulent to quiet waters with hope that something will resolve. And this is definitely talking about some writing and communication. And it isn't. There are still issues that are brewing that need to be resolved. Yes, this is important. You're not going to get a new job, but this job, if you do all this work, meaning you kind of like take the blindfold off and figure out your own strategy, how to go about that, how to go about this infighting. Maybe not even going to this group, maybe going to a different segment of the company. You're getting 10 of Pentacles. So for those of you who are asking about monetary rewards, yeah, it's going to be a really big one. And it's not going to be something new. It's going to be something that has already been happening over here. So really, really good one. This is like, I mean, pot of gold, basically. And let's see this new skills. Yeah, new skills you need to learn, because you need to know when it's going to be right time and the right place and the right person. Then you'll be able to activate that. It's not going to be something that is going to jump at you right now. It's going to be something that will be happening in due time. So it is going to really, really be important. So guys, I hope this helped. And let me see some messages over here. Had a bottle of organic wine last night with dinner. Hadn't drank for 7 months. I cannot drink with my gastritis. Literally, it hurts me. And just like Cats Reading, come on guys, thumbs up. Yeah, thank you, Julie. Yeah, if you can guys give me a thumbs up or like, I would really appreciate that. Where I find the readings 2000, does anyone know where I find the readings 2018? I purchased all size Matisse. If you didn't get it from me somehow, I slipped. Can you send me an email? It's in the description down there. Or mysticcattaro@gmail.com. Just send me your PayPal receipt or confirmation that you got, and you'll get it within like 10 minutes, right? Okay, Mercury retrograde, guys, it's almost over. It's going to be over on the 22nd, but it's going to be in the shadow until the January the 10th. So don't buy expensive presents or stuff. You see, I bought this mattress topper, and again, it's not perfect, and it was the #1 recommended. So there you go. Oh, did you like this Peaceful Warrior? It was great. I know it was great. So absolutely, it's cool. If you guys want something to cheer you up, and if you're still talking about how you need to go around people, because especially for these people in the business, check the movie which is called Election. It is called, it is from 1990. It's really old. Matthew Broderick, Reese Witherspoon. It is hilarious. It's a comedy, but it talks about kind of like different personalities and different characters and how they position themselves in a situation. So thank you very much for a date, guys. And let's go for the next week. I might not hit it this time because I'm busy until 2:30, and I'm not going to sleep. Well, I'm trying to sleep later, but yeah, I will notify you which time I'm planning to do the next week. So yeah, let's go with that. I want to thank everybody. Oh my gosh, I just watched Election 2 weeks ago. I've seen it so many times, and it's each time is hilarious. And in the movie, they were like so methodical that every single kind of scene they show, like, I mean, diary or something, that is actually really, they wrote it the entire page. So they really kind of did it. So wow, that's a coincidence that you guys watched it. Like, I mean, I tell these people who are even movie buffs, they never heard of it. So this is kind of awesome. So thank you one more time to everybody, guys. If you want to order your Taroscopes, there is like, I mean, link right on the screen. And if you order it and you didn't get it, bad me, please send me and a link. Please send me your name and your confirmation so I can send it to you right away. And start seeing some bi-weeklies will be rolling out really, really soon. Okay, love you guys. Be the best. You guys are the best. I'll talk to you very soon. Okay, bye.